Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
That's David. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Sunshine's Corner. We're powered by Blab TV, and I'm here. I am your host, and today we are going to have a fantastic conversation. Yes, the light is shining on some very important conversations today. We're talking about mental health. We're talking about healing, hope. Joining us is a courageous mother. Don't be looking at my writing. Michelle. She can talk about suicide. She can talk about her advocacy that she's doing. And of course, she's got some great things that's coming up that she's working on that we're going to share today. She's here to talk about this event that's coming up for the community. I called it a fundraiser, but it's a fun day. But we're going to find out all of that about what she's doing with that event. It's going to support suicide prevention, mental health, in our community. She is such an advocate. Her story is one of strength, resilience, and a commitment to helping others who need and find hope. So get your cup of coffee, stay back, because my girl, Michelle Gant, she's here today, and she's going to have a conversation that you don't want to miss. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming in with me, darling. And look, you see, I told you I had put it as a fundraiser, didn't I? But look, that's okay. I had to make it look good. But look, everybody, we know that Michelle, she is you are a example above examples. You have turned. Well, the Bible teaches us, the devil tried to do things for harm, but God will turn it into good every time. And what you have done, all I can say is, I follow you, honey. I follow you. And then I told you I'd be waiting on the inspirations because it caused me to find out that, what I was going through as well, that I was suffering with some things. Right. But the fact of it is, I want to say thank you for your strength. Thank you for doing what you do in our community and continuing this fight.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Well, now let's tell us what's been up with Michelle lately. What Michelle's got on her agenda? What can we think about? She said,
what I don't
you
have.
really want to know a lot. Talk about that. Tell me a little bit about what you've been doing lately.
So I have a lot going on.
That's your camera right there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I recently just came back from the state conference for suicide prevention. Mm-hmm. So I was able to make a lot of connections down in Tampa and just really pour into myself and educate myself and just learn about suicide prevention. The numbers are steadily increasing and just,
Here?
In the state of Florida.
The state of Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're increasing everywhere. And so I just am ready to continue the advocacy, continue bringing awareness, bringing the community together.
Right.
In order to try to break the stigma because the numbers are steadily increasing and we need to start seeing the numbers go down.
Exactly. Is there anything or any way that we can kind of figure out, what is it, or maybe I can say that will cause a person to think what you're going through, what you're learning, that will want to commit suicide?
Life. That's the best way I can put it, is life.
Uh-huh.
Life be life. You can have one incident after another, and it just piles up on top till you feel like you're at your wit's end. And
right.
You're just hopeless, and you just you don't really think about the people around you or the people that may be affected. You're just thinking about, I just want this pain to end now,
uh-huh.
And when it gets, you have to think, when it gets that bad that you rather leave and you rather not have life than to figure out what else it can have, is just when you feel like you have no hope.
Oh, wow.
No hope.
But I say that because of the fact that I know that we had learned. I've been talking to people that had on, what's the young lady name? She was so good. That you had gone to the hospital at the time you all were going to be on here together. What was her name?
Rachel?
Yes. She's so good.
Yeah.
But when you say that, and with you learning more and more about that, are there signs that we overlook? Are there signs that we see, maybe a person around you?
There's always signs with any type of condition. So
uh-huh.
Of course there's signs. There's signs that we may miss. Of
mm-hmm.
course you always have depression, but that's not always a kicking factor for suicide. You
right.
can have a person that's the life of the party, or the person that's outgoing, or they just may have hit a rough patch, going through a divorce, losing their job, losing a family member, just piling up on top of them to where you know, they feel like there's no hope left. Someone that may be all of a sudden overly friendly, or, you know, whatever
Really?
their characteristic is now the opposite. So if they're a very shy and enclosed person, now they're, you know, just being overly friendly and overexcited and reaching out, and that's not their character. So just changes in character. If they're the life of the party, now all of a sudden they're withdrawn, or they have valuables they're all of a sudden selling and trying to get rid of, and, you know, you'd be better off without me. And all of a sudden they're trying to, if they're cutting people off that are very close to them, they feel like it'll be less painful on them if they go ahead and remove themselves now instead of waiting.
I got you.
So there's so many things that you can look for, that we can study about and we can learn. But in my experience, the best experience is lived experience. So yes, my story was purposed from my son, but I have my own lived experience. And so I understand, I truly can relate to people and understand what it feels like to be hopeless, what it feels like to want to commit suicide, because I've attempted several times. And, you know, so I know what it feels like to be at that very, like, how can someone be that broken? You can, because I'm gonna tell you, when I tried to commit suicide at 15, I wasn't thinking about my parents. I wasn't thinking about who it was gonna affect. All I was thinking about was how bad my life was at that time, or what I thought my life to be was bad at that time. And even later in life, when I was admitted into a mental hospital, and it was against my will, I didn't want to be there, but it saved my life, you know. And so you just have to know that when your family members are Baker acting you, that they don't mean you any harm, but they're doing what they feel like is best for you. And if you have a family member, you can't be so much, I'm not wanting to make you mad, because now I have to fight to help you save your own life.
Oh, okay.
So you have to think about
when
what's
you say,
best.
When you say Baker Act,
yes.
that means
to put someone in a mental hospital against their will. So if they won't voluntarily go seek help, immediate family members, whether it be parents, spouses, they can do what they call Baker acting, which means you are asking for them to be admitted to the hospital against their will for their own safety.
can they? Is there any? Can they come out if they don't want to? Or you have to stay there?
Certain situations.
Okay.
So if they are voluntarily there, they're free to leave at will. When you're Baker acted and there has been a mental where you're just mentally not well, then no, you cannot leave on your free will.
Oh, really? Oh my! When I say that, when I look at you and I'm just watching you with the information, the knowledge that you have obtained through your struggle that you have dealt with personally, I commend you.
Thank you.
To give back, and how you have kept your son alive, how you have kept that name. I mean, and I just love the logo. I mean, you have kept that going, and but through that process, through your pain, you're doing that and helping somebody else. What's the go-to that's in you that keeps you fighting that fight? Is it because of you know what it felt like?
It's because I know what it feels like. It's because I don't want any other families to go through this. I was actually thinking about this morning. I lost my son, and even though Try was birthed from me losing my son, and even Try Day was birthed from me thinking of my son, there's nothing that I can do that's going to help my son. Absolutely nothing. So what I do is in honor of my son, but it's not for my son. It's for the ones that are still here, the ones that still need help. Because as long as I am living, I'm going to fight for suicide, because there are still so many lives that need to be saved. There's still so much help out there. And I feel like that is my peace. That is how I heal. That is how I just feel like we can save lives if we continue to get the word out, if we can continue to try, if we can continue to push. I can be at home grieving alone in peace and just like, oh, this is just Michelle, I'm going to stay to myself.
Right.
But there's people out there that need our help.
If there's somebody that's watching right now and they are going through something deep, thinking sometimes, if they are... you're sitting there, you feel like you don't have a way. But they're having this battle here in their thought process. What would you say to that person right now to give them hope?
Reach out for help. Let someone know you're struggling. Let someone know how they can help you. And most of the time, people just want to be heard. They want someone to listen to them. Know that, don't try to put your opinion on people when they're going through a situation. I wouldn't do this. You don't know what you would do until you're in that situation. I'm here to tell you. From domestic violence to suicide, I've been through it all. And I hear people say all the time, well, that would never be me. You don't know that.
You don't know.
Because you haven't walked those shoes.
That's
the same
right.
with losing a child. You can't tell me what you would do if you were in my shoes because you haven't been there, and thank God for that. But I think the biggest misconception is when people cry out for help, you know, people just think, oh, they just want attention, or it's not that serious. Everybody handles things differently. What I may be able to handle, you may not be able to handle, or vice versa. What you think, oh, that's nothing, it may be detrimental to me.
Exactly.
You know, and it may, everybody cannot process things the same mentally.
No, they can't.
You know, so the biggest thing that I can say is just reach out for help, ask for help. And when someone reaches out for help, hold that information. It's not to, and I can't say this enough because that's the biggest thing with people not asking for help. They don't trust nobody. There's no safe spaces to speak without worrying about somebody going to talk down on them or just spreading the word, and like they could just be going through a life crisis. If you see someone out and they may look bad or they may not look like themselves, pull them aside, find out what's going on. But that's not for you to take pictures or videos. I hate when I see people videoing the homeless and videoing people having mental crisis. Like if you see someone going down the street and they're naked, you know they're not in their right mind.
Exactly.
So that's not a point to humiliate them. But as a citizen of the community, we all play a part. You know, see what they need, see how you can help.
Exactly.
You know, and we're so busy with social media trying to get a laugh and giggles, but
that's not the way.
We're losing people.
That's not the way at all.
Many people.
You did something because you do something on social media. I tell you, I told you, don't stop, because you had me going to look up things.
Yeah.
I did not know that there was something called broken heart syndrome.
Yeah.
I did not know that there was something called that. And what was so amazing, profoundly amazing to me, everything you named off was me.
Yeah.
That caused me to look deeper. And I say that I've watched you do what you do. With the strength that you have, not only me that you're helping, but you're helping so many others through your pain. But I know that gives you strength to continue for your baby.
You do.
And I mean, I notice with you, and I hope this doesn't bother you because I follow you all the time, how when you get your pictures done, you still include them in those pictures.
Yeah.
I think that is so beautiful. And I saw a set of pictures not long ago. But there he was. I mean, how you incorporate that with his daughter.
I will always include my son in everything I do, as long as I have breath in my body.
Exactly.
And that is my healing. And so that's why I named my foundation after Tridarius, is because I never want people to forget who he was. Not what happened to him, but who he was as a person, who
Exactly.
he was as a son, who he was as a father, as a friend. He mattered, and his story matters. And you know, so much time we get caused on the ending fact of the tragedy that took him away, but that does not define who my son is.
Exactly. I can remember him in the church running. Shoot by me like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's how I see him.
Yeah.
I can see me walking into the church. You go, oh, but you know, but that's that baby. And I say that because you're doing so much. It's like the event you're working on. Let's talk. We're going to come back to that one, but I want to talk about the one that's in September.
Okay.
Because in September, I want everybody to make sure that you spread the word to go out and support. Are you going to have it in the park?
Yes, same location. It will be at Museum Plaza on Saturday, September the 19th at 5:30 p.m. Downtown. This
Beautiful.
is our third year.
It's beautiful. And I notice every year it grows.
It does.
And grows and grows. And the purpose of that is to
The purpose of the walk is to bring community organizations together in order to bring awareness to suicide and to prevent suicide. And so my walk is not your typical walk that you would typically just go walk. So you come out, you have resources, we have food vendors, we have dancing, we have a great
Sure
time.
do.
I have speakers that come, Dr. Joseph from Lakeview, he's always one of my main speakers.
He's
we have
so
a
good.
live DJ. And it's just a great time to get the information you need, have a little fun, meet new people, but also just bring awareness to suicide. And you know, last year I had a family fly down. So I'm just looking for it to grow. I had a huge campaign last year that I started, and so I'm continuing that this year, and that was called honoring those that have been lost. And so we're doing Say Their Names campaign again. So if anyone is interested in that, you can submit their names, you know, along with their story. And I am asking for a small donation this year to honor them this year. I did it free of charge last year just to start it off, but it was such a great outcome, and it helped the family so much, and I got a lot of feedback from that. So I want to continue that, just letting them know that their story matters. Yeah,
exactly. And what you and when I see it, when I see you, and then you're on the TV and you give your points, and I see you at the walk, I see it, watch. But it's so great that you're doing that. Well, I think what I'm trying to say is that with mental health, domestic violence. Let's go there for a moment, because some girls, women, you say, "Oh no, he didn't mean that. They didn't mean that." You know, just to fill that void. What would you say to people if they're experiencing, don't want to admit that it's domestic violence?
They don't want to admit.
Yeah, because some people, they'll say, "Oh no, he didn't mean that," but he hit you.
It's not what you explain to others, it's what you know yourself.
Exactly.
So because I was in an abusive relationship for years, and it's not always what's happened in public, it's what happened behind closed doors. You just have to be honest with yourself and know that you deserve better. Just know that it's not going to get better. It's going to happen again and again. When he hits you the first time, get out. And so when I was in my domestic relationship, I had children, so it wasn't as easy for me to get out of the situation. So it took me years. I was afraid. I was very fearful. So were
you afraid that you weren't going to be able to make it, or were you afraid that he was going to get upset, or?
I was afraid he was going to kill me if I left.
Oh, had he threatened you?
And I had children to think about, and so I didn't want to put my children in any danger, because they didn't put me in that situation. I put myself in that situation. And so I just feel like people feel like, oh, it's just one hit, or it's just one punch, or it'll get better, or he was just mad. Or as women, we make excuses for the men's behavior, and we think it's going to get better, but it's not. And it's not about you letting that man down. It's not about that. And I don't care how much you love him. It's about loving you more.
Amen.
You know, and say, I can love you with all my heart, but your actions are not showing that you love me. So at this point, I'm going to stand up for me, and I'm going to love me more, so I'm going to have to leave.
Absolutely. Ladies, did y'all hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Because sometimes it's vice versa.
It is. It's both ends.
It's both ends. So
whether
you are a man or woman, don't take that. Leave. We're going to talk more about that when we return. We got to take a commercial break. And we're going to talk about the, I keep saying fundraiser, the event that's coming up.
It's going to be fun, and we can raise some money, so
Hello.
I'm good with it.
We're going to talk about that when we return. Please be a part of the conversation, 850-432-7768. That's the number right here of Sunshine's Corner.
For 75 years, we've been caring for families, creating jobs, and working to build a healthier community. This is your home, and ours too. We're honored to be the trusted partner in your care. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather. We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
I'm Kathy Holsworth, Artistic Director at Pensacola Little Theater. Join me on the first Monday of every month at 7 p.m. for the Center Stage, where me and my artistic friends talk about all things on the stage and at the Clark Family Cultural Center. Join us, won't you?
Hi, I'm David Apple. I own the Apple Market here in Pensacola on Scenic Highway. We've been in Pensacola since 1996. I've been advertising on Blab now for 15 years. I was a tough sell. Didn't really think that this form of advertising was going to be right for us. But as it turned out, it's probably been the most effective thing that we've ever done. Rarely a week goes by that we don't encounter someone who say, hey, I just saw your show, it was great. I'm David Apple, and I am Blab TV.
How hard, because they make it look so easy.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. That's right, we talk about exercise and how, you know what? Larry Brown. He ran me out of there. I mean, and then what makes it so bad, you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then he's pushing at work, that thing that you push. That's what said, I said, I can't do it. But it's all about getting up though. She was talking about that she works out as well. I think that's a good thing. But we're talking about mental health, we're talking about domestic violence, and of course suicide. With the fact that you have created your foundation that's doing exceptionally well. I heard you say even somebody flew in to come to the event, but do you not see what God is doing? I mean, how he's just using you through your pain. There's a purpose.
Yes.
There's a purpose. And and I can all I can see is your baby in the church when he ran by me. I mean, but it's like he has so much for us to do, even though what you dealt with, and you'll deal with that forever.
Right.
But I look at the outcome of what you're doing, how you're helping so many others. And we want the community, I always tell you guys this, let's support one another. I think that a community is supposed to support when we have something that benefiting all of us. Support. Give of your time, give of your funds, because it's not easy to keep this going, and all those pretty flyers, print all them pretty shirts, all that stuff ain't free.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Can I have a shirt? I want one from my boyfriend too. No, these shirts not free. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
This is what I'm saying. When people do stuff like this, she's going with this and she's working hard to continue this. And it's been how many years now? I remember that night on Facebook when I first saw that flyer.
It's been 3 years. This
See
is our
that?
3rd year. Yeah.
Look at that. Time. Just like that. But the fact of it is you keep it going. Now the event that's coming up with the orange truck, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say, there it is, the field day.
Yes, Community Field Day. So it's our 2nd annual Tri-Day. Last year we had a very intimate setting where we did some activities and things, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit this year. So I
see a
just
horse.
wanted, yes, we're gonna have horses. Everything you see on that flyer, we are gonna have. That's just not advertisement. Yes, we are going to have horses. So Pensacola Police Department will be out with the horses. We will have fire trucks out there for the kids.
Right.
Learning about fire safety. We're going to have different games and foods. And so my vision this year was just to, those of you that don't know my son, his nickname was Smiley. And so he got that nickname from his coaches at SYSA, thank you, because he always had a smile on his face and he always was just, had a great mood. And so with that, Tri-Dares always love to have fun. And so I wanted this year to be a little different. I just wanted us to all come together as a community, have a great day of fun, forget about whatever you may be going through, and just enjoy one another. It's so important for us just to love on one another, love each other. And so that is my vision this year. It's like I will have vendors out, so there will be resources, because May is also Mental Health Awareness Month.
Right.
So we definitely want to have the resources out there, but we're going to have food trucks out there. We're going to have BAM, Snowballs is going to be out there. We're going to have some line dancing. a lot of different games. We're going to have basketball, so 3-on-3 basketball. If you're interested in that, please.
I saw that little thing too, like a checkerboard. What you think?
Yes.
What you call it?
That is like the Connect Four.
Yeah, Connect Four.
So
What's that
Connect
called?
Four, we will have tug of war. We will have sack races. So
There
this
you
is
go.
going to be like an old school reunion.
Oh, girl,
field
come on, that's
day.
gonna be fun.
I just want us to live in the moment. If you can, so I self-consciously know how much I waste time on this. And so I'm just going to say this. When you come out to this field day, if you can put this down and live in the moment, enjoy the time with people, try your best to do that. I know we have families and you may need your phones, but so much time we miss by being on this. And I'm talking about myself too, but you know,
Exactly.
if we can just step out, live in the moment, and hopefully you'll see people you haven't seen in a while, meet some new people,
There you
and
go.
just have a great time.
It's gonna be fun. Will we get to ride the horses?
I don't know what I did. It's for the kids. It's
Wait a
for the
minute.
kids.
The two houses. I don't know about that, but it used to be, you know, riding a horse and. I don't get somebody to bring. What's that, Mr. Gaucher or somebody used to have those horses that
Now,
you
if
ride?
you got a horse we can ride, come on, I'm all game.
I think that's his name. But he would always bring the kids out to ride the horses. Okay, Chip, let them ride the horses, please. Yeah, right. When it comes down to, I'm going to switch this up. When you have things like the power with the event, the power behind showing up is to put these down, to find other things to do and not just dwell on that, but to come out and find other avenues
Right.
to occupy your time with good old-fashioned home fun. When you said sack race and the tug of war, I know how you feel.
Let the kids have a good time, just because as parents we do so much for our kids, and we're so used to being a mother or a father that we forget about us and we don't take time. So this is a family day. Bring everyone out, you know, and there's time. There's a park so the kids can run around and play. You can have some entertainment yourself, and you
Right.
know. And I just want to see smiles all day, because, like, you know, smiling.
It's Smiley. Okay, now what park is it gonna be?
It's going to be at 520 Woodland Drive. What's the name of the park? I think it's McNeil Park, if I'm not mistaken. But it's right. There's a church right there, so it's right. It's 520 Woodland Drive.
Okay.
I know the address. Yeah.
She got that in her head.
Yeah.
What do parents need to know? Need to know about youth mental health? Parents, what you would tell them, what they need to keep. I know when you say that sometimes we change things up. You know how kids are, and mental health can get for kids on up. What would you say for a person if there's a child?
The biggest thing I can say is see your children as an individual, not just as your child, but as a person. Listen to them. We get so busy teaching our children that we just do this, but we never let them put input, see how they're feeling. How was your day to day? What did you learn in school? You know, and just being very intentional about our conversations with our children,
Okay.
being very open and being able to receive as well as give information, and letting them know that, you know, even though you are a child, you can be respectful, but you can also speak your voice to be able to create that safe space to where they are comfortable enough to talk to their parents. So if something is bothering them, they can tell you and you can have a conversation about it.
Okay, I notice now, I'm talking to the adults now, because I've been noticing so many babies losing their lives here lately. I'm talking babies.
Yeah.
And if there is an adult that you know that's not quite like they were, check on them. Because here since the ending of the year, the beginning of the year, that's 4 or 5, at least, that we've heard where these babies are their lives are being taken. If something is bothering you that deep, there's no questions asked. You can take your child to the hospital.
That's right. It's a safe place.
It's a safe place. They won't
Drop
ask you
them
any
off with
questions.
No questions.
But just have it so that you can take that child there instead. We heard the story, the one that was taken to the Lillian Bridge yesterday, the other one, 2 or 3. I say that because it's whatsoever it may be that's causing you to get to a point that you hurt a helpless child. somebody needs to get somebody some help, because the child, those are babies. And that has to play along the lines of mental health. There's something that's triggering that. To go to that extent, and with your learning and with your educating yourself, can push a person, here's my baby, a small child. And I know that you're going through a lot of training.
So I will say some of it's mental health, but some of it's just evil. I'm just going to be honest. We're not going to place everything on mental health, and we're not going to put everything in that character, because yes, some people may have mental illnesses and they just may not be mentally well. But some of this negligence is not all mental health, you know.
Evil.
And there's family members that want these children, and fathers that want their children, and there are other resources and there are other outlets to not take your children's lives. But as a community, as family members, we have to be intentional on noticing things and picking up on things, and, you know, even being in people's business sometimes, you know, if it's for the well-being of the child. Now, it's very heartbreaking, all of the children we've been losing since the beginning of the year by the hand of their parents. It's very, very, very sad.
I tell you, and every day, it's one that you see, and it breaks my heart. Because there is a place, I'm glad they came up with that safe place that you can take the child. There is no question. If you just had the baby, you could take the child there. They're not going to ask you any questions. That's better than taking that child's life. When a community comes together, and with all the you traveling everywhere to learn all that you can to help with what you do to spread the word in the community.
I just want to say something real quick.
Okay.
This just came to my mind. We're so busy. We all have a responsibility as a citizen. We all have a responsibility if you see a child that is suffering or may be in harm, negligence, whatever it may be. We need to get out of the habit of, I don't want to call, I don't want to
Child
report.
protective,
You see something, say something. Because if you see something and you turn a blind eye, you're just as responsible.
That's powerful. That's very powerful. And there's a lot of people who will say things, you know, I'm not going to do that. No, that's not my child. Or
especially, and so if it's a family member and you feel comfortable, I'm not saying call DCF every time, but if you're trying to protect a child and you're reaching out to a family member, you're having those conversations and it's been ignored, and you're still seeing the negligence, you're still seeing the abuse, now you have a responsibility, because your intervention could save that child's life.
Exactly. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm watching you, right? All I can do is commend you on the strength that you have and what you're doing. I think that is so, there's not a word to even describe how I feel. But when we used to sit by each other in the church, excuse me, honey.
I can't describe it. It's all God, baby. It's not me. I promise it's not me.
I mean, I know it's so incredible, and her fight for what she's doing to help others. And I just think that God has, I strongly believe this. What the devil means for harm, God will take it every time and turn it into good. Even though, but look at you. How many you're helping through your pain?
I've been through so much, even as a domestic violence survivor, suicide attempt survivor, and then child loss. I just feel like you have no control over what may happen to you in this life. But you can control your reaction to it. You can control how you perceive it, how you turn it around. And I just chose to not let this incident destroy my life. I chose to take a very, very bad situation and make the best of it. I still grieve my son, but I can sit and mope all day. It's not going to bring my son back. Or I can get out here, fight, and save lives. And that's what I'm advocating to do. That's what I want to do. That's how I honor my son, to make sure no other parent has to feel the pain that I felt, or any other family. I just want to help save lives. That's all my mission is. That's all I want to do, is help us have a better society, help these numbers go down, and then, just save lives. And that starts with your mental health. people have gotten away with, you know, you take care of your physical body, but you don't think about your mental health. I go through mental health very openly, and I try to be very expressive about that because I'm not exempt from it. Everybody goes through it. You know, I go to therapy consistently.
That's why I want to go.
Tuesday.
Hold up. I want to talk about that.
Okay.
Okay. We got to take a break. That's why I said, okay, she's going there now. She's going to take me there now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to come back and talk about getting help with and through a therapist. Get the stigma out your head that you're crazy if you want a therapist. No, you're crazy if you don't. We'll be back with more right here on Sunshine's Corner.
You finally found the perfect car in Racing Blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if auto owners make sense for you.
Keep going. More. No, stop!
Get a fresh cut and a fresh start at AHW Barber Academy. We focus on growth. Join us at 3822 North 9th Avenue, Pensacola, for a top-notch $6 haircut while supporting aspiring barbers. Our students learn in a real-world setting, guided by experienced professionals to become licensed barbers. Need a cut or a new career? Visit AHW Barber Academy or call 850-692-9298.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. This is Sunshine's Corner. We are having a conversation today that really deserves your attention. I know that everybody, you're sitting there, you got your cup of coffee, but I'll say to you, if you have questions or you would like to find out more, don't be afraid. I can't answer your question. Don't text me. I'm learning myself, okay? Because I know I have some things that I have issues with.
We all do.
I mean, that I'm not afraid to say because I know I have a temper like that. I need to work on that.
Yeah.
It's things that you have to realize that there is help. We're talking about therapy. You have a therapist. Talk about that journey.
So I have been through quite a few therapists. When I first began my journey, I went to a therapist. So before I found my first therapist, I went through like 5 because if it's not a great fit, don't stay there. You're doing yourself a disservice by going to someone that is not of service to you. So I had broken heart syndrome. I had complicated grief. So I knew I needed someone that specialized in these areas. And so I set up a appointment with a guy, and he was like, he doesn't do grief. And I was like, well, there's no need of me to be here. Because you're not going to help me, you know? And so I started searching again. And so I found another therapist, and this therapist I felt like was a great fit. I've been going to her for a little over a year.
Wow.
And you know, I love my therapist. I love my therapist down, but she was a great supporter to me. But I feel like we had established a relationship to where I was no longer getting what I needed out of therapy.
Okay.
Meaning I wasn't doing the work. I was talking to one of my girlfriends. So I had to make the very difficult decision to change therapists again. And it's nothing against my therapist. Like I said, I love her, but I have to do what's best for me. And I have to understand that I am the driver of my healing. I am the one that has to do, because you can go to therapy all day and you can have the best therapist in the world and you can sit on a couch and tell all your business. But if you don't do the work when you leave therapy, if you're not diving, if you're not doing thought-provoking things, you're not going to grow. And for me, this year I want to grow. So
you said something, we were talking, you said in every area of your life, this year you want to grow.
I want to grow, yeah.
When I come back, we got a call, but when I come back from this, I want to find out, okay, you said when you have to do the work. I want to know what the work is.
Okay.
Hold on, let's see who this is first. Good morning.
Good morning, Sonshine. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
I wanted to say good morning also to Michelle, and I was just watching the show when it first started, and I kept on saying something is different about her, and I believe is that she's healed. She definitely went through the process of healing and what she's talking about now, going through therapy and stuff like that, and I can see the radiance of that process through her. Just
look how she over there, she's just blushing.
Yeah, I was like, I just kept on saying, oh my God, she looks so different. And that's what it was. It was healed. I see a healed spirit there now. And I'm so proud of her for what she had to go through to make it to this point where she can smile. She looked amazing. She looked just beautiful today.
She's
and I just
beautiful, honey. Always have been.
and say that. And I wanted to also add right quick to the viewers, Michelle did mention about, calling in if you see someone abusing a kid. And I just, as a social worker, I just wanted to establish in the state of Florida, there is a Florida statute called Chapter 39, and it relates to children. And in it states that any person who knows or has a reasonable cause of suspect that a child is a victim of sexual abuse, juvenile sexual abuse, or any type of abuse where it come to like neglect, abandonment, you have the right to call in a report either to the hotline or to the sheriff department to let them know that there's it doesn't mean that it has to be a fact, but there's a suspicion of abuse in a home or somewhere. And so, and failing to do so, knowing that, like, if you know that there's abuse going on and you fail to report that, you can be held accountable for that and can serve time. And so people have to know that, and that when you're doing the social work, it was a period where anybody over the age of 12 years old, if they knew somebody was being abused, they had to report it. Otherwise, they would also suffer the consequences of not reporting abuse, because abuse can lead to death. And so people have to take that, because, I mean, you watch the news now, it's so many people that's doing some horrible things to their children, and it's devastating. Sometimes I cannot even read it because I don't want to kind of put that in my spirit, but sometimes you need to know the information, because I just saw where this lady had put her 2 kids in a suitcase. 2 girls. When? It was like, I think recently, it was like one of the girls I think was 10 years old, and I guess the other was like 8.
She put them in a suitcase.
Color.
Say what?
And I was devastated. She was a black lady that did this. Put her 2 girls in a suitcase, and I think they found it in like a football field.
Oh, so she zipped them in the suitcase and took them to the football field?
Yeah, and put the suitcase there. Yeah.
Oh my God!
So
well, that person needs some therapy.
I have to find that again and see if I can see it, but it's just devastating of what's going on in the world. And I just kept on thinking there have to be like, were these kids like going to school? Did the teacher miss them if they was not showing up? Like, there have to be some signs and stuff somewhere that leads up to a person before they get to that point.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, because he tells me often about sometimes, because he does social work, right? Yeah. And I'll say, oh my God, really? I mean, the things that he has educated me on that I was not familiar with, that I'm learning from him, from the work that he does. But I say that to anybody, if you see anything, if you have any kind of an idea, okay, say, okay, I'll apologize later if I'm wrong, but it's best to do it now. Right. You know what I mean? Just do it now. And thank you so much for that. I mean, Eric, it's that way, but we as a community need to come together when it comes to whatever it is to make our community better. We as a community.
Yes, and I just want to provide that child abuse hotline number. It's the Florida Abuse Hotline number. That's 1-800-962-2873. And if you can't remember, you can just remember 1-800-962-ABUSE.
Isn't it a 211 number too?
And that'll get you.
That's for you.
Yeah. Say that again.
Isn't there something called? Isn't it a 211 as well?
211 is a number for the local Escambia County and Santa Rosa United Health contact number. So if you need any type of resources and stuff locally, you can call 211.
Exactly. Well, look, everybody, I'm sure that we're going to make sure that this comes out, because I got to have Michelle back. She's such an advocate, and I appreciate her work that she has just taken it to another level. I mean, I commend you. You deserve your roses.
Thank you.
Why you smell them?
She does.
You know what I'm saying?
And
I do.
And I will continue to pray blessing over her life, because she's is now stretching herself out further out into the community and doing the community work, so they can be aware of what they need to be looking out for and seeking out for when they see something that's maybe not right, that they have a sixth sense about. That's not right there. And so I praise her for what she's doing.
Absolutely, she does a good job. Thank you very much, love.
You're welcome. Y'all have a blessed day.
All righty. And I tell you, Michelle, we're talking about the fact that I would challenge anybody to find out more about broken heart syndrome. You will be amazed how many people are dealing with that and they don't know it.
They don't know it.
You don't even know it. Broken heart syndrome is real.
It is very real.
It is very, very real. And you'll be amazed just to look in the mirror and say, oops, another one that's me, oops, that's me again. And never say never. Never say never.
Never.
Because you don't know what you may have to stand up against. That's right. But find out. But when you found out when you moved on to the next therapist, okay, and when you said that you have to do the work, this is what I want to find out. When you said, okay, you had been seeing a therapist, then you had gotten sober, but then you weren't doing the work after you left. The work after you leave is consistent of what?
So work should be, if you're in therapy, it can consist of several things. It can be mindfulness, it can be journaling, it can be taking the time out to think of things, so thought-provoking conversations that may lead you to journal. And so I didn't think about this, or just writing can help you unlearn some behaviors you may have developed when you were growing up. Like, for instance, as a child, I was adopted, so I was isolated a lot because I didn't like my home life. And so when I became an adult, I was socially isolated. And so you see me talking now and how open I am, but I was not always like that. When I was in school, anyone knows me from high school, I was very reserved. I was very shy. I didn't talk to people, but it was because I had abandonment issues, and I didn't like to be in large crowds, or I didn't feel comfortable enough to talk to people.
Wow, did you hear that? Man, I bet I have a book.
Yeah, about that.
I know. Wow. But listen, we got to go take another break. But when we come back, we're going to continue to talk. And I would love to hear from you. 850-432-7768. Or you can text that number as well. Because we're talking about things that affect us daily, whether you believe it or not. You've got some issues too. We'll be right here with more on Sunshine's Corner.
My name's Kelly McLeod. I'm the owner of Bella Magazine. Bella is a source of uplifting and inspiring content for the women of Pensacola.
I think the magazine is just so thoughtfully done. There's a lot of attention to detail. The stories are really good.
You've got seriousness, you've got fun, education, fashion. It just encompasses everything.
Women are multidimensional, and so is Bella.
The Emerald Coast Utilities Authority's state-of-the-art materials recycling facility processes recyclables for communities throughout the region, lowering need for more landfills. This highly efficient recycling service accepts glass, paper, cardboard, plastics, aluminum, and more. But we need your help. Please make sure your recyclables are clean of garbage, food, and liquids. Also, please remember that plastic shopping bags, foam products, or yard waste are not recyclable. To learn more, go to livegreenecua.com.
From the efficiency of American natural gas and the dependability of nuclear power, to the strength of Florida's sunshine and the flexibility of advanced battery storage systems, we leverage a diverse mix of energy sources to power our growing state, ensuring reliable, low-cost power for your home or business whenever you need it. FPL, working for you every single day.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. We're talking about holding stuff in. Ooh, let me see. That's me. But you know, I'll say that because I do. And I guarantee if a person can read my mind. Ooh, Jesus. But you know, I'm better than I used to be, because I used to be like that. Yeah. But the fact of it is that, I mean, see, you make me laugh. And you may be able to talk about things that I didn't think I would be able to talk about, because when I finish my book, I'm going to invite everybody to read that book. You will understand why. And you're writing as well, aren't you? Yeah, she started her biography. She just want to take it slow.
Very slow. It is a healing process. So,
exactly,
yeah.
But you're healing, and you're healing so many others you're taking right along with you, Michelle. And I just commend you, because the fact of what you're doing, I think it takes a strong person. And I strongly believe God knows what we can handle and what we can't. And He gives us the strength to go all through every day. And I want to encourage any and everybody who's having even a moment at home, or you may be at work, or wherever you may be, and you say, oh no, but I'm okay. Oh no, I can handle this. Oh, no, I'm not going to go that route. Go that route. Lift the weight. Lift every weight, lay every weight aside, and take it to, let me say this, thank you, Lord. We pray, but there's sometimes we got to go a little bit further. Do you see where I'm going?
Prayer without works is dead.
Prayer without works is dead. So you have to pray, but don't think just He's going to say, okay, Michelle, boom. No, there has to be work that come along with that. When you said that earlier about even with the therapist, it had gotten to the point that you weren't doing the work. Whatever you do, you got to be able to evolve by continuing to work.
There's no magic button, and there's no microwave button. I'm just going to hit this and everything's going to magically reset. That's not the way life works. Like, you have to do the work. You have to want it bad enough. And it's like, I could have stayed in my slump, and I could have been like, I was like, no, I want better. I want to heal. I want to come out of this, and I want to be whole.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Now, we got about 4 minutes. Can you believe that? We've talked an hour. It goes so fast.
Really?
But look at this. Let's talk about the event that's coming up on May the
16th. It's going to be at 520 Woodland Drive, and it's from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. I do still need vendors, so if you are a vendor, I'm filled with food trucks, but any vendors, you can definitely contact me to come out. Also, donations are always needed, sponsorship. Okay. Also looking for any equipment, so if you are a coach or have any resource centers in the community, like tug of war, sack races, balls for basketball, any thing that you think that we could be useful, or if you have any games or ideas that you think that we could implement at the event, you can also contact me. I can be reached at 857-2605, or you can also visit my website, www.supporttry.org, for more information.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great day. And I want to encourage the community, please do what you can. I believe that if you put yours and mine together, we can go a little bit higher.
That's right.
Therefore, if we all come together, you see the work that she's doing is so much that we need. And we are so appreciative that she is fighting this good fight of faith, and she's walking in a purpose that you can help somebody else, even through your pain.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you for that. Michelle, always, you always got something you got to do is call me, so we can get it out there, because I love the work that you're doing. Don't forget about this one that's coming up on the 16th, and we're going to remind you again about September.
Right.
Because we want that part right around here to be filled. But in the meantime, okay, the icy truck is going to be there. You got the horses going to be there, and all this good stuff that's coming up on the 16th. So make this day, put this in your car, turn it off, and leave it there. I'm going to see who can do it. But again, I say thank you so much, my love, and I appreciate you so much for what you're doing. I love you with a perfect kind of love. I know you already know that. And just continue doing what you're doing. I'm here for you, and you know this. Thank you, sweetheart. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fantastic day, but all I can say is this. Wow. If there is something that you're dealing with, or you see somebody that's dealing with something that's not, you don't call that natural, or is somewhat out of their character, don't be afraid to pick up the phone or reach out to help somebody else so you can save a life. Don't be afraid to do that, because I believe if you did that, that person will appreciate that even more than allowing them to go to another step where you could be that help. Think about the children that's being affected with this. Remember, when there's something going on that we talk about, we ask that the community come together and support. This young lady has taken on a huge, when I say a huge project that she's doing, and doing it great. Reach out to her and extend that helping hand, please, and I know you will. We've got to go, but I want to leave you as I do every day. Never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember, if you keep God first, I'll guarantee you this, you're going to be a total success. So until tomorrow, CeCe Vaughn is going to be in with me. We're going to talk about, where's your faith? What's your faith working on? Until then, my friends, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Go out and tell somebody that you love them and mean it. Keep shining while I'm gone. And look, reach out to Michelle and extend that hand. Until tomorrow, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. See you then. Thank you, Michelle. You're the bomb.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.